Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Wrestlemania Dream Matches, the final Wrestlemania episode we have for you this year. We've got three big matches for you: Benoit versus Bryan, the Fiend versus the Mankind, and a main event of DX versus n.W.o. And here we go then, opening match of the evening. Chris Benoit, who is currently very low in the rankings at -3. He's currently 541st out of 548. So only 7 away from the bottom. A loss here will put him even lower. So it's not looking too good at the moment for Mr. Benoit. And of course, Daniel Bryan is also a -1, 478th. So neither of these two guys are in the best position at the moment. A win here would definitely help. Big boot in the bottom of the leg there by Benoit, and these two guys fighting away. I'd be very surprised if this match does not end with a crossface. Seems like an absolute given, doesn't it, really? Nice discus forearm there by Daniel Bryan. Referee's up to a 6 count here already, which is worrying. Hopefully Bryan's going to send Benoit back in the ring now. He does indeed. Thank you, Bryan. Bryan doesn't want to win this match by... Here he goes. He says, I don't want to win this match by count out. Bryan now dropping his body weight across the arm of Benoit. Now back up to the feet off the ropes. Benoit with a big elbow in the knee there. The quadricep of Daniel Bryan before hitting him with a clothesline into the back. And now mount and pound. Oh, this is his Phoenix Kid outfit, isn't it? Yeah, this is Benoit's Phoenix Kid attire from his New Japan days. I was going to use the sort of WWF Ruthless Aggression Benoit, but I saw this one and thought we'd go for a bit more of a high-flying, agile version. I lost the ability to speak there for a second. Agile. Nice spine buster. And then into that cross armbar. Daniel Bryan fighting back, stiff strikes right into the face of Benoit. Looking for the boot in the gut, but Benoit catches him now up into the butterfly suplex. Nice uppercut there by Bryan. Bryan looking strong. Drops now into the pin on Benoit. Only a 1 count, barely a 1 count to be honest. Bryan, big uppercut. Of course, remember 3 matches tonight, as I've already said. We've got this one, then we're going into the Fiend versus Mankind before finishing our night off with the n.W.o versus DX. Now, I did sort of hint yesterday there'll be a special stipulation for tonight's main event, and there is. It's going to be a big one. Essentially, in a couple of days' time, we're going to be having our St. George's Day pay-per-views, which are going to be based very much around English wrestling. That's a 3-day show. And then after that, we have a bit of a space. And I didn't know what to book. And I thought, you know what? Whoever wins tonight's main event will have the pay-per-view after St. George's Day based on them. So we're either going to have Degeneration X as a pay-per-view, or we will have New World Order as a pay-per-view. And of course, it's a chance to really put over all their talents. And of course, the main man in the stable will also get an opportunity at the champion at that point. Of course, currently Bret Hart. So be that probably either Triple H, because he's currently second in the rankings, or Hollywood Hulk Hogan potentially. So that's going to be the stipulation for the main event. The winners will get their own pay-per-view to put over their talents. Nice backdrop there by Benoit. Drops into the pin for the 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Because Benoit did try and lock in the crippler crossface, but wasn't enough. Benoit now using the ropes for some elevation before dropping the knee across the chest of Bryan. Now into the pin. 2. Only a 2 count. Benoit can't believe it. Back up to his feet now before dropping a stiff elbow right into the heart of Bryan. Before raining down the strong strikes on the side of the head. And a big boot as well. Bryan now gets caught in a butterfly suplex. See, this Benoit here, I think we could use as part of our Cruiserweight tournament as well. Oh, wow. In with the last chancery. Of course, these two guys both using that crossface submission, both know it so well. So maybe it will take something a little bit different like this last chance to get the victory tonight. Bryan now, sending Benoit flying into the air before dropping him down. Drop kick in the side of the head as well. Bryan slamming the arm of Benoit into the mat and now backs away into the corner. Into that running knee strike by Daniel Bryan on Chris Benoit. There is the pin for the 1, the 2, and the 3 count. Bryan gets the win, and that is not good for Benoit. He's going to drop even lower in the rankings now. He is going to drop down to, let's say it was -4. So Bryan is going to move his way all the way from 478 up to 312. So he's going to move up like 160 places. However, Benoit is going to move only down a couple of places to equal with Cole Quinn, El Mago, Peter Avalon, Joey Pepperoni, and Randy Orton. But still, not a good situation for him to be in. And Daniel Bryan victorious, very happy with himself. Very happy with himself. Let's move on then to a very interesting match. The Fiend versus Mankind. And here we go. The Fiend versus Mankind. It's going to be a very interesting match, this one. The Fiend is not necessarily done as well as I had hoped. I really like The Fiend as a character, and I feel like we should give him a bit of a push. He's currently sitting at 250th on a flat 0. 7 plus points, 7 minus points. So he's, not done terrifically well. Mankind, okay. I've got Mankind down at -1, but Mankind and Cactus are supposed to be sharing, so yeah, they're on -2 then. What's going on here? Distraction though. Mankind. That's Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas with the inverted Sister Abigail. Referee didn't see it. Rolls to the outside. The Fiend straight in with the... Bo Dallas with the inverted Sister Abigail. It's only a 2 count, but... And Bo just slowly walking back now. Is at... Okay. Bo Dallas. Very interesting here. Helping, obviously, his brother, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. With that inverted Sister Abigail against Mankind. It's not done the trick completely. It almost like he wasn't there, if that makes sense. It's almost like he was... What's the best way of putting it? In some sort of trance. Is that possible? Mankind and Cactus Jack. Yeah, that was really weird, that was. Mankind getting launched over the head of the Fiend now. And Bo Dallas seemingly aligning himself here with the Fiend, who slams Mankind into the ring steps, breaks the referee's count. He is not happy with the damage he's created. He wants to create even more. Big right hand, and then Mankind slides into the ring. Fiend follows. And now launches Mankind over his head. Slamming him on first into the mat. There's the pin. For the what? Nope, not a 1 count yet. Big elbows in the shoulders, slamming back of the head first. Are we doing this? Are we doing Cactus and Mankind as separate? I think we are. I think we came to the agreement that if it was agreed it was the same person, then we would do it. If it was a very different gimmick, it's like the Godfather and Papa Shango, we possibly could do 2 separate ones. But when everyone knows the 3 faces of Foley, the commentators spoke about Mankind and Cactus without being the same person. It wasn't a secret, was it really? So yeah, they'll share points. The Fiend now flattens Mankind, slamming him knee first into the mat, and Fiend has really been in control of this. Mankind, they'll turn it around. Mankind trying to defeat the Boogeyman for the good of all mankind. We haven't used the Boogeyman yet, actually, have we? The Fiend stiff forearm into Mankind. And now just dragging his face along the top rope for springing him back into the ring. Strong right hands and elbows in the face of the Fiend. Mankind gets on the back into that big bulldog. Okay. Mankind now stalking the Fiend. This will be a big victory for Mankind, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, all of them. Where's the sock? There's no sock. But there is a mandible claw into the pin. It's not enough to get the submission victory, but he might try and get the win from it. Oh, he doesn't. The Fiend able to kick out. Okay. Oh, freaking K. Fiend fighting back with a right hand in the gut of Mankind. Into the gut wrench suplex. Fiend now just staring down at the fallen Mankind. Trying to decide the best way to continue, and he does try and get rid of the back, but Mankind catches him with a boot in the back of the leg now. Into the shin breaker. Mankind now gets on the back into another big bulldog, slamming the Fiend face first into the mat, and the longer this match has gone, the more it seems to be favouring Mankind. Even after the interference earlier on by Bo Dallas, and Mankind gets the win. Wow. Mankind with a victory over the Fiend. That's not good for the Fiend at all. Where does he drop to now then, Fiend? He was on 0. He's on 250th, so he's now got to drop down to 313th. He's going to drop to. Not a good position at all, is it? Not at all for him. But Mankind, that's a big victory for him. He needed that one. And there we go. Victory for Mankind. The good of all Mankind. The Fiend has just not done so well so far, but who knows? With the alliance with Bo Dallas, we could see something different from the Wyatt family moving forward. We could see the Fiend move on with a bit of support from his brother. And who knows, maybe even the likes of Rowan and Strowman as well. And here we go then, the big 6-man tag. Now this is going to be elimination. So all 3 members of a team need to be pinned or submitted for the entire team to win. Should we do a ranking point for each elimination? No, let's not go over the top. We already know, as I mentioned earlier on, if you weren't listening, the winner of this one will get their own pay-per-view in about a week's time. So we're going to do the St. George's Day pay-per-view first this weekend, because it is St. George's Day this weekend. And then we'll either do the New World Order pay-per-view or the Generation X pay-per-view. Of course, there's a great chance for that squad to get put over. But also, the opportunity will be there for the leader of the stable to fight off against the current world champion, whoever that may be. Of course, at the moment, it's Bret Hart, but that might change. You never know at the St. George's Day show. So yeah, we could have Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Bret Hart. We could have, I'm going to say Triple H, although Triple H and Shawn Michaels are both very level in this, but I say Triple H because he's second in the rankings at the moment. And it's an interesting match, this one. I feel like slightly, ever so slightly, I feel like n.W.o might have the advantages. I feel like X-Pac is just a little bit weaker. I think the team of Hogan, Hall, and Nash is just 3 very good team members, and the team of well, Triple H and Shawn Michaels are both very strong. And X-Pac is still good, but he's not quite at the same level, I don't think, as the other 5. And of course, the first elimination is going to make the biggest difference because, well, that will show us who gets the numbers advantage for the rest of the match, I suppose. And normally when there's elimination, that does signify who goes on to win the entire thing. So, as Shawn Michaels going in with a pin there on Scott Hall, but Hogan's there to break it up. Scott Hall there rolls up Shawn Michaels. Hogan now raining down the strikes on Triple H, who fights back. Triple H with a low blow on Hogan, and Triple H has just eliminated himself. Triple H has just eliminated himself with a low blow on... What? I mean... Okay. Triple H has just eliminated himself. He just low-blowed Hogan. I mean, the damage was done to Hogan, but he's left his teammates in a 3-on-2 situation here. And the n.W.o look like they've got a good chance here of getting their own pay-per-view. As X-Pac dropping in with a Bronco Buster in the corner on Kevin Nash. Shawn Michaels working over Hogan on the outside. If X-Pac, if they can eliminate one of them, it could have been a clever move by Triple H to get himself disqualified. I mean, that big low blow is going to do the damage to Hogan. I don't know whether he thought the referee's back was turned, maybe thought he was going to get away with it. I don't really know, but... There goes X-Pac flying off of the apron. I mean, this is very much in the hands of the n.W.o now, though. 3-on-2, it's so difficult to fight back from that, really. It's going to take a lot of luck and a lot of skill by DX to pull it out the bag. And I don't know what came over Triple H. Maybe he just saw red. I don't know. Maybe he just saw red and decided to go for the low blow and that. But that's not good for him at all. And it's him who's going to suffer the most. Because he was second in the rankings. He's going to be joint second now alongside Finn Balor. If they lose this match. If they win this match, obviously he'd be in a great position. But it's not looking good, the fact that it's 3-on-1 in the ring at the moment. X-Pac's tried his hardest, don't get me wrong, but it might just be a little too much for him to get by. As Hogan now just pinching away at the shoulders of X-Pac. Michaels is down on the outside, which means X-Pac is all alone in the ring. And Hogan now, looking for the atomic leg drop, but poor communication there as Nash goes in and just takes down X-Pac with the super kick. And it's very one-sided here. I mean, it'd be if the New World Order does get the pay-per-view, it would be very interesting because it's a much bigger stable. We've got a lot more people in there that will get put over as, here we go. Kevin Nash now taking X-Pac up into the jackknife powerbomb. Drags him away from the ropes, and there is the pin as Michaels has got his back to it. He hasn't even noticed, but the referee's not noticed either. That was poor refereeing, that was. And it's even worse for X-Pac, who now has to continue on. But he gets now locked into a camel clutch submission. He could tap here. If he does, then Shawn Michaels is alone. He did tap. He did tap. Shawn Michaels is alone, 3-on-1. Shawn Michaels is alone, 3-on-1 here. I mean, they needed this, didn't they? Where is Nash and Hall in the old grand scheme of things? Kevin Nash is on -3 at the moment. So he was desperate for this win, actually. Scott Hall was on -2. Hogan is on -1. So the 3 of them were desperate for these points. Shawn Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels on +2, so it's not going to affect them massively. Well, it is going to affect them massively, don't get me wrong, but n.W.o needed this win more. Looks like they've got it. Razor's Edge by Razor Ramon, of course, on Shawn Michaels. So much history there from WrestleMania 10, the first ever ladder match. There's the pin. It's not enough, though. Why is Shawn even kicking out? Surely there's no point in Shawn kicking out here. I mean, I know Shawn Michaels is incredible, but if he really thinks he can come back from 3-on-1 to win this, he's got another thing coming, really. Hogan now pinching away at the shoulders of Shawn, just catching those arteries, those veins, and blocking off pressure points as well. Running big boot by Hogan into the pin. That could be enough. Michaels is busted open, and no, Michaels kicks out again. Just too many of them now. They all know what's up for grabs here. They all know they're going to get their own pay-per-view. They all know that Hogan's going to get a title match out of this. Big boot in the side of the head. And the three of them just raining down the strikes. Big pinch again at the shoulder by Hogan. Yeah, they're going to get their own pay-per-view out of this, aren't they? Hogan now, atomic leg drop, there it is. Oh, he's going for a second. A second big atomic leg drop. There's the pin by Nash for the 1, the 2. And Michaels kicked out again. Why Michaels? We might not see Michaels for a while after this at this rate. He's taking so much damage. Why are you throwing him out the ring, Scott? So these three guys just want to finish Shawn Michaels off at this point. Kevin Nash flattens Hogan. By mistake there, I think. Michaels had ducked. And now Nash, though, with the big strikes. It's just too much for Michaels, isn't it, really? He just can't handle 3 of them at the same time. Big wipe out there by Kevin Nash on Shawn Michaels. Strike in the face, now takes him up onto the shoulders. Going to drop him face first across the apron. Michaels is already busted open. These smashes in the face are not going to help at all. Michaels getting Nash back in the ring, but it's just too many people. It's just the numbers game is so much against him at the moment. So much against him. Hall now sends Michaels back into the ring. Before slamming him face first again into the apron. Nash is now bringing Michaels back up to a standing base, and Nash gonna take him up into the jackknife powerbomb for the 1, 2, and this time the 3. The n.W.o win, which means we will get a New World Order pay-per-view next weekend for what we now, yeah. Next Monday it will start. Next Monday, 3 nights of celebrating the n.W.o. Then they've done well out of this. Done really well out of this, and it means that we are going to see Hulk Hogan get an opportunity to face off against Bret Hart for the SWE Championship as well. Well, there we go. Hope you guys have enjoyed. This is the end of our WrestleMania shows. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed as well. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure you've liked the video, subscribe if you're new around here as well, and I will see you again next time for our next episodes of SWE St. George's Day specials. Good night.